Hello YouTube, it's Tardy1 here. Today's video we are going to talk about some things today. The last video I did a Friday the 13th video. Sorry guys, hold on. A Friday the 13th video, and I talked about like some horror movies that could be video games and stuff in it a little bit. What I was going to talk to you guys about, because I actually did a video a little while back of horror movies that could be turned into video games. And what I was going to talk to you guys about was a couple of them was the games I think would actually be the best fit as far as cash grabs, and how I think these games would be pretty neat in a way to turn into video games. Now, my first one is going to be the Purge. Now, the thing with the Purge, I think, would be probably one of those types of games. And of course, it would have some thriller into it too. Yes, it would be scary, and because there's going to be probably parts in there. They're going to be kind of. They're probably hopefully they're good scares. But what I think for the Purge, to do a Purge game and stuff. You could do a story-based one. Like, you could do kind of like how the first Purge movie was, where it kind of which was kind of a prequel, which talked about and kind of started how it got started and all that. You could do one based off of that. And then you also have your actual first movie, which then you can do something based off of that and all the other ones. But though, I have a feeling they're not going to do, if they were to do a Purge game, I have a feeling they're not going to really do one until they're done, until they get the new movie going on, because they got the Forever Purge, which is the newest one coming out. I feel like if they were to make one, I think they would wait until that movie releases, because if they were to do it by the story, they would obviously want to add that in there, because I could see them do it kind of story based if they wanted to, or they can do it kind of like a Friday the 13th like way, where okay, you have the option to be to purge, or you can have the other option to survive the purge and try to survive the 12 hours of that time. But though, the other thing is though, when you're purging, I feel like you would end up having like a list of how many people you're supposed to kill in that amount of time, and if you don't get those killed on that amount of time, obviously the game would be over, and then you would just be stuck with what you killed off, because there's only 12 hours of that purge time. Well, I think it'd be kind of cool, and also there'd be also some co-op team up a little bit too. So you would obviously be trying to help these people survive too. So you can obviously be the one purging, trying to save, some of the survivors too, because they kind of showed that in like a little bit in the second movie, even though in the second movie they weren't really supposed to do that, because purge is purge, you're supposed to kill. But I mean. But I think it'd be kind of cool if they do something like that. But I can also see it kind of being kind of Grand Theft Auto-y too, in a way, because obviously you'd be able to use cars and stuff like that, and be able to get into certain buildings. The only buildings you probably won't be able to get into, which I could see them doing that in this, is like the hospitals and the police department stations, because those are going to be off limits, because they're not going to be able to help you during the purge time. So I can see them like either crossing them off. Oh no, you can't go in here during the purge deal. So I think it'd be kind of interesting to do something like that. And obviously, weapon-wise, there'd be literally all kinds of things. Because in the movies, somebody had different types of weapons. I mean, there was guns, there was melee weapons, there was people setting traps and contraptions, and people were getting killed in the traps. Like there was one lady that made a contraption with like a axe that was hooked to it, and she would just like pull the string, and it was supposed to like hit somebody. Obviously, they can do like a thing with that. Another one I think they could do. Another way they can do this game. I can see them throwing like challenging like ones in here too. So like, like obviously they can do a couple of ones. They could do ones where kind of like a battle, kind of like the battle royale one, and kind of in the second movie where they kind of threw them in a battle arena in a way, and they had to try to survive that. That one could be kind of like a Call of Duty based like one. Like they could do like a similarity to that. I can definitely see it being similar to that. So the game would be kind of like, in a way, if you actually think about it, it'd be like a Friday 13th Call of Duty / Grand Theft Auto like game, 3 games into one. That's literally how I can see them doing that. So basically a mashup of 3 games in one. They can also do it, like I said, they can also go based off the story and make it a story-based game too. So it'd be interesting. Because another game I thought of that would touch upon it would be like Evil Within. I think it'd be kind of cool though. But yeah, Purge would definitely be a cool one. And then here's another one, The Conjuring. Now, the thing with the Conjuring movies though, you could go based off the stories. Now, there's different types of stories because you had the Conjuring movies, you had the Annabelle movie, you had the La Llorona. You also had the Nun movies too. The Nun movie too. So it'd be very interesting to see how they would do that story based wise. Or they can do, like I said, I did this on one video. Kind of like how on Annabelle Comes Home, where everybody was, locked in, where, where it was kind of a movie focused on the daughter than it was Ed and Lorraine. You could do one where it's like you have to kind of return all the items back to the room because that one person touched all those items and all those items became livable objects, including Annabelle. So therefore, everything was this big problem. And so I think it would be kind of interesting to try to figure a way out to get those things back to that room and try to seal it off. But my thing is, though, with that, I can see them doing like a I wouldn't say it'd be open world. Of course, so I was like, it wouldn't work as an open world game. I know like I said, the Purge game that would actually work as an open world game because it's and it's normally in a city, so it would be an open world a city like thing. Of course though, now that I think about it, when it comes to the purge, like it was really all around, because like um, it got around all over other areas. It didn't just get into one basic town. But anyway, how this conjuring game could work. Um, you could also do of course though, there wouldn't be very much for you to defend yourself on anything, because most of the things in there, most of the objects in there, things in there, you're not gonna be able to defend yourself on anything, because um, that's just how they really didn't really defend themselves. I mean, there could probably be parts like obviously the nun and the demon that possesses the Annabelle doll. I can see them being kind of the villains of the game. Maybe there's probably certain parts where you're gonna get to defend yourself against them, but you're going to have certain tools and things like that in order to defend yourself, and you probably will have to go and find those things in order to do that, because that I could actually see being a challenging part of it, because you're going to have to go find those key things to beat the two demons. But online base wise, I can definitely see them doing like I can see it being online co-op. Obviously, you would have somebody helping, try to figure out, okay, did you find this, or what do we need to do to stop this, that type of thing. I don't know much about that one. Kind of a good little taste on that. Now, from the next game I think you could do would be the Insidious movies. Now, obviously, you can do based off the movies, so do a story based game, or you can do one where you're kind of already in the further, and your job is to kind of get back to your body. So I think it'd be kind of interesting to do like that. Of course, though, I mean, I could see them kind of going based off the story and stuff, and I can definitely see Insidious and the Conjuring games, Conjuring and stuff. I can see it being kind of like the horror game Outlast. The type of scare vibes that gave a lot of people. I could definitely see that being that, or like PT's Silent Hill. I can definitely see them doing something similar to that. Let's see. I think it'd be kind of interesting if we did one. There was a lot of like scary things that were going on in the further, so it'd be interesting to see how they would do all that. Now, for my fourth one, I think it's going to be The Quiet Place. Now, the thing with The Quiet Place, it would be very stealthy. So you would obviously have to be sneaking around. It would be an apocalyptic. It's a big word. It would be very apocalyptic type world. Apocalyptic. Wow, it's a big word. It'd be like an apocalyptic type open world, where you're gonna have to go find things, but you're gonna have to do it quietly because these creatures hunt by sound. So you're not gonna be able to make too much noise, and those items you're gonna have to go in town and stuff like that. And town is gonna be the creepiest part of that, because yeah, that's how I mean. So clothing, food, anything like that. It'd be kind of so. And then you would also have to find items because one of their one of their big weaknesses is high pitch sounds. They don't like high pitched sounds. It hurts their ears. So obviously that would actually be your big weapon you'd have to have. And it might be like an important one you might have to have. And then obviously you would need some type of defense weapon to kill them with it because the high pitched sound is kind of what slows them down. It doesn't really kill them, but it like stuns them and like stops what they're doing for a minute, and then you can kind of go in and just kill them off. Because like in the movie, that's kind of how she did it. I mean, but though, the thing is, a lot of the how they did the high pitched sound was from that radio tower. So you would always have to carry something that's high pitch on you in order to put the stop to that thing. I don't know what they would do with that in the game, but I think it'd be kind of interesting to see how they would do that. I think for my next one, it's going to be 30 Days of Night. Now, there hasn't been too many video games when it comes to zombies. Obviously, 30 Days of Night, when it comes to vampires, would be interesting. Now, there was a lot of things that went on with that movie. You could do... Sorry, guys. Obviously, you could do it based in Alaska with the... with their... how it was in the first movie. You can definitely do one kind of like that. Of course, you would probably have a time meter up top where it kind of tells you how long until sunlight comes up for the 28 days and for that 30 days and stuff. You would obviously need to find some type of weapon to defend yourself with because these things kind of, the way the vampires kind of came out, they were really quick. I know that they were really fast, so they were like they weren't really to mess with. But I think it'd be kind of interesting to see how they would do that in a thing like this. So, my suggestion, I think I can kind of see 30 Days of Night being played kind of similar to, kind of like how State of Decay, in a way. Either State of Decay or, State of Decay or Left 4 Dead. I could definitely see it kind of being kind of how that is. Yeah, I could definitely see how it being that. And obviously, sunlight is what kills him. So you would actually have to find a way to figure out until the sun comes out. Find some way to shed some light on some of them because they don't like light. So it would definitely be kind of hard to lower them into like light and stuff. But yeah, I definitely think that'd be kind of interesting. Now, for my next game, I think they could do. Now, this is just a quick like one I threw out, but I think doing a Dawn of the Dead would be kind of a cool one. Yes, it's a zombie game, but you can obviously do it off either the 2005 remake, I think is what it came out was, and then do or you can do the classic George Romero's version of it. Whichever you prefer, whichever one works. But if you do the 2005 one, I think it'd be legit. If you did a Dawn of the Dead, I think it'd be cool if you had disturbed music going on in the background. Because like the Down with the Sickness song at the end was just breathtaking at the end, because everybody knew the song. It just was perfect for it. But I definitely think they should do that for Dawn of the Dead. And obviously the game would be based in the mall. I could see it being in the mall. Of course, that would be your shelter and stuff like that. And you have to figure out, because like I'm sure you'd have to go out and get supplies and bring it back to the mall, and that's going to be the tricky part of it, because you're going to have a horde of them outside trying to get in the mall. I mean, eventually they do get in the mall because of like certain spots, and because in the mall there was also there was an indoor parking lot, and so that's kind of where they was kind of coming from. And so I think it'd be very interesting to kind of do that. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool if they did like that. But there's not much detail I can explain with that. I mean, they can go story based off of it, but that's as far as I can see. And as far as zombie wise, like how it could look, probably like a State of Decay. I don't know if it'd be open world, but I could definitely see it being like a State of Decay, or if they really want to scare some people with it, they can do a first person with it, kind of like Call of Duty with it. That's about it with the Dawn of the Dead one. Now, here is my next one, Halloween. I've done a Halloween review one of like how a Halloween game could look like, and I don't remember who the people were that made it, but whoever made it did a really good job making that, and so that actually could work as like a Halloween game. Obviously, you could do a deal where you have to survive from Michael first, and then you could switch and be Michael, and then you have to kill that. Then you have to be the one to kill the person. So you can definitely do kind of a switcheroo, and it kind of that kind of drew some callbacks from Friday the 13th in a way, because you can play online as a survival or Jason, and then as offline you can play as Jason trying to kill all the counselors and stuff like that. So you can definitely do a deal based with that with Halloween. I could definitely see one doing that. Now, with these other ones like Nightmare on Elm Street, Chucky, Scream, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I can definitely see how those games would turn out. I mean, Freddy Krueger, either you could do a story based stuff from the stories, or you can do a story based game and then do some Dream Realm parts and stuff in it where you're going up against Freddy in the Dream Realm. I think it'd be kind of terrifying in the Dream World. As far as Scream, definitely would be like an Among Us like vibe. How, I never see it being like that. Or something. Now Chucky, I still have a lot of thinking with that one. Like, yeah, you can do it definitely kind of like Until Dawn story like, but I feel like they should go based off like this, do a story based off of it, and kind of tie in the Child's Play storylines first, and then the spin-off ones that come with it, because the spin-off ones are on a different timeline. And some of them don't quite make. I mean, they don't really make sense, but some of them are still kind of odd in how they mash the ones that don't make sense together. So it's kind of whatever. But they can definitely do one. I can definitely see Chucky being kind of like a Tall Tale series of like how they done with other ones like that. Too, they did a Batman, the Guardians of the Galaxy one, The Walking Dead. They can definitely do one similar to that. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of interesting to see how they do with some of these games and stuff. So, especially Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That one I could see being kind of another Friday 13th more. Of course, though, the thing is with Friday 13th, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the thing with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, though, there was actually a family, so you would also get to be different parts of Sawyer Frame, but the big one is was the big baddie, so obviously you would obviously you'd be playing him, but you can also be playing as the rest of the Sawyer family too, so it'd be interesting to see how that would do. And then you also got the survivors. So it would be very interesting to see how they do a Friday 13 base with that, or create something different with that type of game. That's all I can think with that game, guys. And the thing is with these games though, that I've noticed with most of these games, because most of these games are like most of these newer games that I mentioned are going to be like $60 games, bare minimum. Are going to be $50 games. Sorry. My thing is, I don't think you should have to make those games about $56 games. Bare minimum 20, and they would be cash grab games. I mean, these horror franchises are, I think, would be the most ones to start with, and whatever other ones you want to do later be kind of interesting. Now, if they were able to do a Leprechaun one from the Leprechaun movies, I think that would be kind of interesting. Of course, there would be some twists and turns with that one, but we'll get to that one some of the time. But I think these other ones would be. I think these other ones, I think game developers should get on these, because with horror video games and stuff, since they're becoming really popular, especially a lot of YouTubers seem to be gaming a lot with these. These would be very good games to do videos on. I mean, there's already so many horror games everybody's doing right now, so I think they should go at it. So, I think that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Post a comment on the section below what horror movies you think would be kind of cool as movies. If you guys like this video, hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!